my name is Maria Paula Martin Prasca, and today I'm going to explain the paralinguistic and pragmatic aspects of my conversation, focusing on how meaning is constructed through interaction, context, and non-verbal features. According to Widdowson, language should be understood as language in use, which means that communication is not only about grammar or vocabulary, but also about how people interpret meaning in real situations. In my conversation, this can be clearly seen through pauses, tone, laughter, and overlap. One important feature is the use of pauses and long pauses. For example, when my friend says, "I've been thinking about it all week actually," there is a long pause before the sentence. This pause reflects hesitation and emotional processing. Pragmatically, it shows anxiety and concern about the surgery, even before she directly says it. This means the listener understands emotions not only from words but also from how those words are delivered. Another important aspect is tone. Soft tone is used several times during the interaction, especially in supportive expressions like "I'll be there with you the whole time." In this case, the tone changes the function of the sentence. Instead of sounding informational, it becomes emotionally supportive and reassuring. Raising intonation in questions like, "Are you nervous?" also communicates concern and empathy rather than simply asking for information. Laughter is another relevant paralinguistic feature. In the conversation, laughter appears during moments of stress or uncertainty. Pragmatically, laughter functions are a mitigation strategy because it softens tension and helps maintain a positive atmosphere. For example, when we joke about taking too long to choose a movie, laughter reduces anxiety and creates emotional comfort. Overlap is also important. In some parts of the conversation, both speakers talk at the same time from a pragmatic perspective. This overlap does not represent interruption or conflict, but rather involvement and alignment between participants. It shows that both speakers are engaged and emotionally connected during the interaction. Another key point is implicatory and indirect meaning. Sometimes the speakers do not directly express emotions or intentions, but these meanings are inferred through pauses, hesitation, and tone. For example, when my friend hesitates before agreeing to Sunday plans, it indirectly communicates uncertainty and exhaustion without explicitly saying it. Context is essential throughout the interaction. The conversation takes place while discussing a medical procedure, emotional support, and weekend plans. Because both speakers share the same situation and emotional understanding, they are able to interpret subtle, pragmatic cues correctly. As Widdowson explains, meaning depends on context and shared knowledge between speakers. In conclusion, this conversation demonstrates that paralinguistic features such as pauses, tone, laughter, and overlap are fundamental in discourse interpretation. They help reveal emotions, intentions, and interpersonal relationships showing that communication is much more than the literal meaning of words. Thank you.